fourth meeting of the Mobile City Planning Commission, I would like to take a moment to review our general operating procedures. Our meeting is divided into two sessions, the public hearing session and the deliberation session. In the public hearing session, an application or a group application on the agenda is called. The applicant makes his or her presentation. Commission members ask questions, if any. Members of the public make their comments. Only 4 people may speak for an agenda item and 4 against. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes, subject to questions by the commission. After 4 minutes, a loud beep will indicate 1 minute left to speak, and at this point, please summarize your comments. After all opposition speakers have finished, the applicant will be given time to respond. If you do intend to speak, please come to the podium, speak into the microphone, and give your name and address for our minutes. Please direct all comments to the commission only and not to the applicant or the audience. And please remember to speak directly in the microphone. On routine applications, the applicant may simply raise his or her hand if there are no objections to the staff recommendations. I will then announce that the applicant is in full agreement with those recommendations. If there are any questions, the applicant will be given an opportunity to respond. After hearing all applications, the commission will go into deliberation session. During the deliberation session, the commissioners discuss each application with input from the staff as necessary, but with no input from the audience. The commissioners then vote on each application. Results of the voting can be learned from the planning department. If some issues arise in the deliberation session that were not addressed in the public hearing, the chairman has the discretion either to allow additional comments pertaining to those issues in order to resolve them, or to call for the application to be held over for discussion at a future meeting. Occasionally, 1 or more commission members may recuse themselves from discussing and voting on a given application. A recusal does not necessarily mean the member is directly involved with the application or the applicant. Depending upon the circumstances, ethical rules may require a recusal where there's only the slightest appearance of a conflict of interest. If a regular member recuses, a supernumerary will vote in their stead. The Planning Commission makes final decisions subject to appeal on subdivisions, planning approvals, and planned unit developments. The Planning Commission only makes recommendations on zoning applications, with the City Council making the final decision. Please turn off all cell phones at this time. Commissioners and staff, please remember to turn on your microphones when speaking. I'm going to call roll. Ida Latham, Jennifer Denson, here. John Vallis, here. Shirley Sessions, Alan Cameron, here. Taylor Atchison, here. Matt Anderson, here. Nick Amberger, here. Bess Rich, Don Hembry, here. Cart Blackwell, here. We have a quorum. Okay. We're going to start number 1 on our agenda, the north side of Greenlight Road, Roseville subdivision. Is the applicant present? In agreement with the staff recommendations? Is there anyone here to speak against this? Anyone in favor of it? Thank you. Number 2, Carmelda Lot, subdivision 1. It's been recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present? In agreement with? She has indicated agreement. Is anyone here to speak in favor of this application? Anyone here to speak in opposition to it? Thank you. Number 3, 3961 Spring Hill Avenue, Sheridan subdivision. I'm recused on this one.
Is the applicant present? Would you like to make comments?
Yes, Brett Orrell for the applicant. Wanted to address, I think, 3 items. I think 1 and 3 are going to be tied together. What we'd like to do, Lot 1 currently has our client's office space there. He's basically cleaning up what was 3 parcels. Now we're making them 2, and we're widening some of that space and give access on the west side of his existing office to put a warehouse or storage unit in the back. What we'd like to do, instead of any type of dedication, in lieu of dedication, we'd like to propose or request a 75-foot setback be placed in lieu of that dedication. He did meet with, I believe they had a pre-development meeting this morning, and that was discussed. So we just asked that item number 1 be struck, and that a 75, number 3 be modified to be consistent with that at 7 feet from the center line. The only other comment was in regards to curb cuts, and we currently, there's a plan to do anything with lot 1. It's got 200 foot of frontage, but did not want to limit ourselves should that be re-subdivided at a later date. So we just asked that 2 curb cuts be allowed for that, and I believe that's in number 5 under traffic engineering's comments. So those are the only items there, and field any questions that you may have.
Does the commission have any questions?
Brad, you're saying on number 5, you've got each lot is limited to 1 curb cut to Spring Hill Avenue with size location designed to be approved. To make that. Just
requested lot, let me make sure I say the right lot. Lot 1 is allowed 2 curb cuts.
What would you do for lot number 2? Is there existing curb?
There's an existing curb cut, so it could remain or leave the note as 1 curb cut.
Traffic's opinion on that?
It's not here.
Not here.
Just
Staff, can we get your opinion?
I'm sorry, Mr. Ham, could you repeat the question?
He's asking for 2 curb cuts on lot number 1, and existing curb cut on lot 2, is that correct? As opposed to 1 curb cut for each lot?
Yeah. As long as traffic's is in agreement, and I know they're not here, there's only 200 feet of frontage on lot 1. Why would there need to be 2 curb cuts?
Sure. I mean, same reason. I mean, we're basically, currently we have I think it's a 70-foot lot. It has an existing curb cut. We're actually have 200 feet. I think logically, if this property was divided in half, we'd have a 100-foot lot, and I think any lot developed commercially would have that opportunity based on the requirements the city put in a commercial driveway. It would meet all those requirements. So just because we don't want to come back to you a year from now, if we re-subdivide and now we're limited to 1 curb cut, we're now subject to PUD, we'd like to independently have those stand alone.
So for clarification, you want to use the existing curb cut on lot 2. Mm-hmm. You're wanting Commission to grant you 2 on lot 1.
Correct. Yeah.
So I guess, Margaret, your look was because they're going to have to come back in for a subdivision if they do that. So maybe if we just agree to lot 1 is 2 curb cuts subject to traffic engineering approval.
We can do that, but like you said, if you limit it to 1 for lot 1, if they subdivide lot 1, they have to come back anyway, and then it could be readdressed at that time.
Is that all right?
Whatever you decide.
I mean, either way, you'll probably get it at some point in time. Yeah.
Thanks.
Is there anyone else here to speak for the application? Is there anyone here to speak against? All right, moving on to number 4, 7323 Notch Corona Road.
Is the applicant present and in agreement with all the recommendations? Is there anyone here to speak in favor of this application? Is there anyone here to speak against this application? Thank you. Number 5, Spring Hill Village LLC. A number of lots on Ocean Road. Is the applicant present? It has been recommended for approval. Is the applicant present in agreement with all of the recommendations? He has indicated his agreement. Is anyone here to speak in favor of this application? Is anyone here to speak against this application? Thank you very much. Number 6, 101 Marine Street and 916 Church Street. Mr. Atchison is recused on the occasion. Is the applicant present? And in agreement recommendations? Is there anyone here, he has indicated his agreement. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of this application? Please come forward.
Ms. Latham?
Yes,
While
ma'am.
she's coming forward, we just want to bring your attention to a list of people that have signed in support.
Thank you. Ms. Pappas.
And those are in favor of, support of? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Allison Jones. I am the owner of Mission Fitness, which is right on the border of the property that is up for discussion. I have lots and lots of members that are Oakley residents that I think this petition would greatly value. The ones that we mentioned it to are very, very excited about it. So I think it could be a great addition. That's it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any of the commissioners have any questions for Ms. Jones? Thank you, Ms. Jones. Is there anyone else here to speak in favor of this? Is there anyone here to speak against this application? Thank you. We will move into the deliberation phase. Number one. This is an application for a one-year extension.
That's like tenants.
Staff recommendations?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number two, Carmel subdivision.
Move to approve based on staff recommendations.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes.
Number 3, 3961 Spring Hill Avenue, Mrs. Latham is recused. Is there a motion?
So moved. With the stipulation that traffic engineering take note of the secondary curb cut requests.
We need to address 1 and 3 as well.
Approving two curb cuts for lot 1, subject to traffic engineering approval.
And striking recommendation number 1 and increasing the building setback on recommendation number 3 to 75 feet.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes.
Number 4, Joe Jr. subdivision.
Move for approval subject to staff recommendation.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Number 5, Spring Hill Village LLC.
Move to approve based on staff recommendations and findings of facts. A through F.
Second.
Properly moved, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion passes. Number 6, 101 Marine Street and 916 Church Street.
Second?
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Is this for the PUD and the zoning altogether?
Mr. Blackwell, did you intend for that to be the zoning and the?
Okay.
Properly moved and seconded.
I might want to encourage you to put the findings of fact in our PUD, please.
Second.
Motion as amended, properly moved, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion passes. Ms. Pappas, is there any further business?
Shirley, do you have anything? No, ma'am.
Thank you very much. There being no further business, we are adjourned.
Carla, first is going to be hard pressed to beat that one.